Welcome to the Sample Podcast, guys, the number one social dynamics podcast in the world. A solo episode from me. We've had lots of guests, and so I thought, come into it, talk about a topic that you guys need to know. You guys have asked me in my community, Social Life Mentoring. In the description is a link to book a call to join. We talked about this, and I thought, what great topic than to discuss with you guys. So I'm getting ready. The video today is the state of dating in 2024. A big topic because it is really relevant. And I'm going to be talking to you about how to look at things. Also, if you're listening to this after 2024, this is not a terrible thing. This is actually a good thing because we're going to be able to predict some stuff and see if it is true. So you can actually see, did Sam say, did it come true? So that's what we're doing in this episode, because the very first thing I want to say is the state of dating in 2024 different than any other year? The answer is yes. Each and every year, I've worked out that dating has completely changed. I'll give an example. If you look back in 2020 and I said, is dating now different to 2020? You would say, heck yes, Sam, as I move my microphone. Of course it is. It is completely different. I remember even me back in the day, if we're talking COVID times, I was, girls were coming over when I was saying, hey, I've got Monopoly, I've got Jenga, I've got Rummio, if you know those games, I've got card games. And that was enough because we were bored. We were terribly bored. We didn't know what to do. So that was a great time when, I'd say great time because it was easy. Everything, you're bored. If you had an apartment, you had a great dating life. In 2024, it's completely different. So when we give that vast contrast, yeah, of course it's going to be different. Things that worked back in those days don't work now. Things that work now wouldn't have worked back in those days. If you even take from me, when I first started, it was 2015, when I started, 2014, 2013, when I started getting, improving my dating life, improving my success with women and my conversation ability. Yeah, it was completely different. From sheer little things. When I moved over and worked with the big company that everyone knows me for, when I used to walk down the street of Los Angeles, California, in LA, there was hundreds of girls. Now, I recently just came back from LA about 2 months ago, and I walked around LA for 4 or 5 hours, and I didn't see one cute girl in any of the streets. I'm talking Sunset, Hollywood, we're talking La Cienega, we're talking everything, every Santa Monica, not one cute girl. In the shops, and I was like, wow, completely different. So there's a huge example. And so when we look at something like cold approach, that is going to take a massive hit. And this is why I'm very big on social circle, because the idea that you're like, you know what, there's always going to be, amazingly attractive women walking in the streets, I just proved that to be completely wrong. And so now you're going to have to adjust with the times. So in 2024, going into 2025, if you're not adjusting what you're doing, you're going to be left behind. You're going to have something that works now or barely works now, and you're going to get as it goes on, it ain't going to work anymore. Now, I'm going to link this back to the first point that I have, which is why is it different? So there's two different things here that we're going to talk about. Number one is called the distraction economy. Number two is called, the economy is linked with dating, the financial system. And so when I want to get into this, the very first thing I want to state is that in 2020, we had lots of money. There was a lot of abundant money. People were waking up to the ideas that, governments could do these kind of things. And it was a terribly... everyone was distraught. Everyone didn't know what was going on. The fear of the unknown. So that brought a lot of people together, number one. As time went on, number two, you saw things that made you more attractive as a man. Number one, as I said, an apartment was great. Having lots of money was great. Having a business that you weren't shut down was fantastic because you could keep, getting money in. And just things to do. As time has progressed, we've seen that kind of multiply. So a great example is that I talk about that dating is linked with the economy, the financial economy. So with hypergamy, it's the idea that women date up social classes. So they're looking for a guy. You know, you hear the thing. I remember that TikTok. Look for a guy in finance, blue eyes, 5'6", 6'5", or whatever they say. I just remember that. But yeah, they're looking for a guy that's 6 foot, 6 figures in the bank, 6 inches. That's what they're really, really after. And they always talk about that. Now, the 6 figures is interesting because that used to be back in the day. Now, 6 figures, if you made $100,000, it's really like $60,000 in now. It's crazy how much inflation has really changed. They talk about inflation being at 5%. It's more like 35 to 50%. It's crazy. If not, a couple of 100%. I saw something in McDonald's that said there was a burger and it was in 2019 it was $3 and now it's like $12.70. I was like, wow, that's a 400% or 300% increase. It's ridiculous. So we have all these different factors. We have inflation. We have everything costing a lot more. We have housing crisis. And who's going to lead the dating market is the top 10%, like they used to say. Hypergamy was that the best guys, the 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10 guys got all the girls, and 20% of the girls were made up, 80% of the guys fought for those 20% of the girls. And the disparity became more and more and more based on monetary value, money, your access, your lifestyle, and that was facilitated by money. Because you saw the rise of OnlyFans, you saw the rise of sugar daddy websites, like seeking arrangements. That came from 2020 to 2024 now being a really big player, that most of these guys could get into a relationship or could get a girl based on if they had a lot of money. They just had to curate their lifestyle. And again, I work with high-level entrepreneurs, so the guys that have got money, it was very easy to get results for them. It's like you just have to have an Instagram, you just have to be going to the right places, you just have to be seen with the right people, and then build out a lifestyle that brought new girls in. It was very, very easy for me when I worked with these guys. They would get results. I have 100% success rate with these high-level entrepreneurs, and that is a true fact, 100%. We're talking guys that have 7, 8, and 9-figure portfolios. You could say, they're $100 million. There's guys worth 10 million, a couple of million. Those guys are getting results like it's crazy. And so what I realized was that when society got harder, when it became harder to make money, the richest guys were very successful. So the idea back in the day was you didn't need money, you didn't need to, it was like you had to be tall, jacked, good looking and rich to get girls. That was the myth that we had to take down because that wasn't correct. Nowadays, you don't have to be jacked, you don't have to be 6 foot, but money it has become an issue. You need to be able to afford a lifestyle. It's become more prevalent. Back in the days, you would have these pickup artists that would go to the nightclub 7 nights a week. Now you don't see that as much because it costs so much to even have the access to be able to go to the nightclub, get parking, pay the entry, buy the drinks, have the after party. And so the whole idea of that really is collapsing because even the guys that have the ability to do that, what happens is they get so addicted to this cold approach that their whole life is trash. They live at home, they have nothing going for them, and they think they're, it's their opener or it's their thing that's going to get them the girl or it's their sequence in their DHV stories. And it's like, bro, your life is shit. Your life is terrible. And they're going, well, why aren't I getting results? They see like me or they see my students and they're like, why are they getting such good results? It's because it ain't just about the line you use. It ain't just about the opening line or the story or it's the way that my body was positioned. Sure, that stuff helps, but because the economy is having so much to do with dating nowadays, they don't have that. And so they're really struggling. Now, I know that because I pretty much know every dating coach in the world. I don't know how I do. It's not a pet interest of mine, but like, I want to know. I just sometimes somehow do know all these guys. And I can for 100% say they're struggling with this. They're struggling hardcore. And I know because what was attractive in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, you didn't have to have much. You just had to be better than the average guy. Now, even better than the average guy is losing to the guy that's crushing it because we had 4 years, we had the biggest transfer of wealth And so the guys that are really crushing it can build this lifestyle that's so attractive to a girl. Now, you might be saying, Sam, I don't want a girl that's just going after me for my money or my lifestyle. The fact of the matter is that the guys that are saying that are the guys that don't have those things. They're not rich and they don't have a lifestyle. Most of the guys that do are rich and have a lifestyle like that. And if a girl comes along, it's just an asset. Okay, we don't want the extreme gold diggers that are only dating. That you don't. You can kind of get the like if you can't predict that a girl is only with you because of your money, there is something wrong with you. There is something clearly wrong with you. So now we understand that it's linked because to have your apartment, to have free time, be able to go out, be able to socialize, be able to get Instagram photos, live that lifestyle. It's over 100K plus in any place you go to. And so most of these guys don't, the guys that think. So the guys that are in social circle, they're understanding. And especially with my guys, I teach them the 7 pillars. Financial freedom has been such a big pillar because it makes everything so much easier. For the guys that are like, okay, I really want to improve my financial freedom, you should have done this the last 6 years. What have you been doing? And it's not like, start now. No, you've had 4 years of chaos to know like, oh, I should have probably handled this myself. I should have get something that I'm able to be in control. And so it's not even like too late. It's like, what the hell have you been doing? That's the real question. What have you been doing with your life? The last 4 years, last 6 years, you've just been dawdling going, yeah, life's great. It's like, yo, grab some freaking like independence for yourself. Grab some independence. So the social circle guys, what we've understood is your lifestyle is so important because the cold approach guys, like, I like the ability. I like when guys can have the ability to be able to do that. I don't like it when it's the whole freaking personality. But if you have the ability to do that, fantastic. The problem with those guys is that they're perfecting the one thing. The approach, first interaction, sleeping with the girl, fantastic, and then they're bouncing out, completely bouncing out. Then they're like, why won't she come on a second date with me, Sam? Why won't she answer my text? It's because it's like, bro, Jeremy, you have 34 followers on Instagram. You are boring as shit. You were just, she was bored. You were entertaining. You were like a dancing monkey. Your place is disgusting. You are not a valuable individual and you got lucky. Basically, you got lucky as a term. The guys doing it differently. Understand value. The guys in social life mentoring understand value. My private network, I teach them like value. You gotta be valuable. You gotta be a valuable individual. Don't just perfect this one thing like, oh, it must be my approach. It must be be a valuable individual. Once you're a valuable individual and you know some social skills, you're leagues above everybody. But you can't just have one. You got to have both. It's not 2016 where you could just be a funny, charismatic guy and girls will sleep with you. It's 2024 going to 2025. I predict, as I said, I would predict that this is not only at the entry levels, this is going to get 10 times more going forward. So the guys watching this after this, please comment down below if I was right about this. So, as I said, the finance, the tougher it gets, the more the disparity between the wealthy, as a lot of the influencers say, the have yachts and have nots becomes apparent. So you can imagine a very, very valuable, pretty girl that's attractive and beauty is their value a lot of the time. There are some other things, don't get me wrong, it's not just beauty. If she's pleasant to be around, if she's really cool, if you have great conversations, there's some things that I like. If she's pleasant to be around, if she makes my life better, there are some other things, not just attraction. But generally, it's attraction. And so if I have that, if she's an attractive girl and she's going to be after a guy that's on her value or a bit above. And for guys, they're the 7 pillars. There's 7 aspects to make you a valuable guy, not just your opening line to talk to her at a nightclub. As a byproduct also, you got things like nightclubs. Girls not going to nightclubs anymore. They're getting flown around the world by the guys that have all the money. They're getting influencer nights that you don't have access to. So you're going to the nightclub. We had a guy go to the nightclub and he said that there wasn't a girl in the nightclub. It was in like Helsinki or something. One of the greatest places that they used to say. And he said there wasn't a girl in the nightclub. It was all dudes. If you want that lifestyle, you've got to understand that that's what's going more and more and more. Nightclubs, I think it was like London or England or something. They said that there were 1,600 nightclubs in England. I will see if I can find you the note. 1,600. And now, at 2019, and now there's 400 nightclubs in the United Kingdom. Something like that, or whether it's England or something. I'll see if I can dig that up, but it was crazy. We are starting to see the decline of this. The world is in a different place than it was, and you have to be prepared. If you're playing the same way, the playbook that you did in 2017, it is so outdated, it is not funny. You are playing a PlayStation 2 when we're up to PlayStation 5, 6. That's how outdated you are, okay? So you have to understand that things have changed, you have to change, and if you don't change and you want it to be the same as always, you will continuously be frustrated and get no results. You will be terribly, terribly, terribly upset about the world and become jaded. I want you to ask a question to yourself. If you were a girl, would you fuck you? If you were a girl, would you fuck you? And I can guarantee the cold approach guys are a no. Social circle guys, lifestyle guys, the guys that understand status and value, yes, because they're building themselves. They're building something that it just doesn't affect girls, it affects their whole life. It affects high status guys, the people that they connect with. It affects friend groups. It affects their ability to be able to go up and talk to anytime, any place, anywhere, anybody. This is what this is. You have to be really focusing on this. And this is why, if you're struggling and you're frustrated, it's completely changed the game. The second one is the distraction economy. Now, we're in such a... with TikTok, we're in the 4th or 5th year of TikTok. Every app has been TikTokified, or the TikTokification of it, which is the short form reels, short content. And heck, it's not the first time. We did have Vine, which was 6 seconds. So it's not as if, but it's been the bombardment of it. Whether TikTok gets banned in the US, whether it's it changes completely. We have so much stuff trying to grab our attention. We have Netflix, we have all the social media sites, we have our subscriptions, we have our life, we have advertisements, marketers, we have everything trying to bombard us. And so you can imagine that for a girl, not just you're a guy, and it's already overwhelming. Think about a girl, she'd probably wake up with 100 messages of guys giving her validation. So why does she reply to my message over the 100 dudes? It's because I'm valuable. It's because my message to her stands out. It's important. We look at value in the world, and that's why we're so good at being able to pick it up. And so you have to understand that in the distraction economy, the thing that elevates you is value. Is the understanding of becoming someone that is important. You become important, you stand out from the crowd. You stop drowning in the sea of other guys and becoming just another guy. I don't want you to be just another guy. I want you to be somebody. For me, it's like I want you to be Sam Matheson. I want you to be someone that's memorable. Someone that she hears and looks and it gets giddy about seeing your message. This is what I want from you in the dating economy. This is how you're going to find your wife. This is how you're going to find and experience the love that you want, whether it's a multiple girls, whether it's a lot of girls, one girl, whatever it is. We're all in this together. Understand like human dynamics, male and female interactions, the dynamics of the world. And so what I have to understand is that you've got to be important. Otherwise, it's not going to end well for you. So what can you do about it? That is the next segue of this podcast. What can you do about it? Because you can be bitter as you want, resentful as you want. You can be just angry, and that's not going to solve anything. You're going to be the exact same. It's not going to solve jack shit. So there has to be a way in which you can do something, and there is something that you can do. So to give you a little bit of understanding about social life mentoring, one of the things that we do is we really focus on your Instagram as your 24-hour personality. It holds a lot of the keys to showing off your lifestyle. See, I always say the year 2000, in order to get to know someone on a really deep level, you'd have to go on like 4 dates with them. Dates every like 2 hours, like 2, 4, 6, 8 hours, 8 to 12 hours, let's just say. To get to know someone, you have conversations, you get to know what they're about, their confidence, where they are in the hierarchy, how they deal with stress, anxiety, what their lifestyle's like, where they go, where they adventure. She can now get that in about 12 to 20 seconds on Instagram. 12 hours, 20 seconds. I know where I'd be focusing my attention. What are those 20 seconds? Humans love to save time. Especially humans like take Uber, right? I talk at the Uberification of dating, where in the year 2000 it was like a cab. Instagram is like Uber. Uber decimated cabs because it's quick, effective, and time saving. Same as Instagram. So what do? The idea is that you have photos that make you look good. Number one, your keg stand in college might look cool to you. Your photo with your grandma might look cool to you, but it doesn't paint you as a cool guy. And so that might be hard to hear because you're like, no, of course it does. That's cool. All of that stuff is cool. And it's memories, but it's for you, it's your memories. No one cares about that. That's why like when people put a lot of their kid online, like, yeah, it's cool for like other mothers, they find it fun, but no one else cares. They've all got their own shit going on. They're always busy. That goes into the distraction economy. Everyone's trying to make money and always so busy. So they're spending less time in personal interactions or relationship because they're always busy to try to make money to make ends meet. That's a side tangent for the distraction economy. Everyone's super distracted because they're trying to make money. The higher the inflation, the higher the everything goes, people spend less and less time in relationships because they're trying to make their money, trying to survive, right? Survival, fight or flight. Relationships go out the window. Going back onto that. So you have to cultivate like a persona, an image of you. Because everybody does this. It's the highlight reel of your life. Well, that's a persona. That's a character. So build your character. Don't shy away from that. Don't be a dinosaur, okay? Actually embrace something new and embrace something that like, oh, I don't understand it. Let me learn more about it. Let me learn more about Instagram. Let me build a personal brand. Let me build something that shows a girl, she might be looking, I like Jared, he is cool. Let me go on his Instagram. And it's not just you holding a fish and a keg stand from 2016. It's actually something more than that. When her friend Jessica goes, what's Jared like? And she's going, do I show her the fish photo or do I show her the keg stand photo? Oh, like he's so much more attractive in person. You don't want that. You don't want to be a pity. Someone's pity to like not want to show them to you. So you have to understand that this social media is your 24-hour personality. Really, really focus on that. That's number one we work on. Social life mentoring, number two, we work on like, what are you doing in your day-to-day life? Like, what does your life look like? It's probably not something that is attractive. You're probably not going to the gym. You're probably not working on personal fashion. You're probably not connecting or trying to improve your money. You're probably not, really connecting with the right types of people or going to the right types of, events. You're probably staying indoors, ordering Uber Eats, getting fat, watching Netflix, wondering why your dating and social life suck. I wonder fucking why. I wonder why. Okay, so it's kind of get rid of all of that. You just do that, that's a lot better. Okay? Number three, I'm going to give you the third thing that you should be doing. I tell all the guys in social life mentoring, SLM, I tell them, you've got to have a place where you become a local. When you become a local and there's a lot of high volume traffic in there, you will start to get to know people just through the organic traffic that happens. A nightclub is a great one. Just going back to a nightclub, getting to know the bouncers, the managers, the promoters, the locals that go there. It's a flow of new people that are coming there. A lot of Instagram content you can make, a lot of people you can connect with, and heck, you can have a drink here and there too, relax, enjoy yourself. You don't have to be there till 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. Heck, you don't even have to drink. For a lot of the years that I party, if you want to go back and see my content, soda waters and lime is what I was drinking. So again, you don't even have to drink. They're the starting points, okay? That's not enough. You're going to have the accountability. If you haven't done it already, what's gonna say that you're going to do it in the first place? Usually you haven't, and you won't. You've had years to do it. You need the accountability, and that's what social life mentoring is for. So you got to join SLM for the accountability. Imagine having me yelling at you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Well, not 24 hours a day. Imagine having me just being on your ass. And that's what SLM's all about. It's like, I will get you to do the things that you need to do to be able to get the lifestyle you want, the social circle you want, the network you want, the attraction from the hot girls that you want. I'll be able to do it. So you need those things, otherwise you're going to be left in the noise. And that's not what I know you want, and that's what that's what is going to happen more and more and more. So left on a bit of a somber note, but I know that it's important for you. I know this is something that, this is raw from the heart. You're never going to hear another guy, you're never going to hear another fucking, coach be able to talk to you like this. It's because I truly believe and I truly love this for you. Like, I want you to succeed. The whole idea with SLM is to have like a collective fight club of all these guys, see them all succeed, and I'm able to travel around the world and meet all of these guys. Like, I recently took a guy on a super yacht, an SLM member on a super yacht that we had. I was with another client. I brought him in, and he got to experience it was like a $10 million super yacht. That's what I want for you. I want to be able to share this with you. You're able to get a group and a band of brothers all around the world, be able to travel, connect with a bunch of guys, and so that's my whole aim with that. So I want you to take what I said in this podcast and really implement it and understand and think for yourself. Like, what are some of the things that you've seen change in your environment that weren't very attractive maybe back in 2020 that are attractive in 2024, 25, and what used to work that doesn't work anymore. So, Sam here, check it out. I'll see you in the next podcast, guys. Don't forget the sample podcast dropping much more in 2024. Oh, peace. Arrivederci.